Hi everyone, in this video we're going to see how to calculate the inflation compound rate given a range of years. So now we rename this file as inflation, for instance, compound rate. Okay, first we import as usual the only package we need this time, which is pandas as PD. And okay, to download the data, I leave here and also in the description of this video the link, the website where you can download all the inflation data from 1960 to 2021, which is the last full year of which in which we are, and which we have the end of year data, and in particular in this case the inflation data. So if you go to this, if you click this link, which you see on the description, you can download the CSV file, the comma separated values file, in which you can see all the data. In particular, I can save this data in a table called inflation data, in which we use the read CSV function of Panda, in which we need to specify the name of this file. You can name as you want. For instance, inflation rates 1960-2021 .csv, and then header equal to. I can print out the result, for instance, so you can see what it contains. If, for instance, you want to check just the USA, let's say USA, I know that it's line number 251, and you can see the country name, United States, the country code, USA, which we'll use later on, some specifications on the inflation index, and then all the data from 1960 up to 2021. In this case, maybe the 1960 is not available, but it's not a problem. And just to specify, you need to, in this case, you need to save your file in the very same repository you have in which you launch the Jupyter Notebook. Otherwise, if you have the file in another directory, you just need to put an R here, and inside you put the whole path. So, for instance, C and so on. But this is not the case. Okay, now we can pass to the real computation. First, we reshape the data into a more computer-friendly form using the pandas function melt. So I create this new table, which is inflation data melt, in which we take inflation data and then we apply the function pandas melt. Okay, which the inputs are. So first, the ID variables, ID vars, which is, as I said before, we use the country code. Country code. Then the value variables, value vars equal to, and now we say the condition. So string of underscore for underscore in range, as I said before, 1960 2021, if the string is contained in inflation data dot columns, and this is the condition. Then we have the variable name, we say year, and finally we have the value name, we call it rate. Okay, and now we can print. Oh, sorry, I can check if it, okay, I've done a mistake. Okay, just a typo. Okay, no mistakes at all. And so now we just need to, since these values are in percentage, as you can see, for instance, these represent 1.35%, we just need to divide these numbers by 100 So inflation data melt dot rate is the same inflation melt dot rate over 100, and then we apply +1 because we are considering the compounded rate. Okay, now we pass to the computation, to the calculation. So compute compound rate, and we create this new table, compound inflation data, and we use the pandas data frame dot form records. Okay, now we have the country code as code, and then we have the compound rate as group, I'll explain later, group dot rate dot product. This is to group all the inflation data, the inflation rates, by country code. And you see now I have for code and group in inflation data melt dot group by, and here I say the country code. So what I'm doing here is to group all the inflation data by country code, and then now I say do the product, so we have the compound rate. So now we just need to print out the result in a good way. So here I can format the float values. So pandas dot options dot display dot float format. This is quite useful on Python. So open the curly brackets, then dot /f, and then dot format, and now I print the result, which is compound inflation data. And let's see, we have a mistake also, again a typo. And here you can see all the compound inflation rates from the range of years we've done. So we've asked, which is 1960 2021. If, for instance, we want to see, as before, only the USA compound rate, you can see is 6.91. This means that the purchasing power of $1 in 1960 is the same of $6.91 in 2021. If you want, you can change these years. For instance, if you want to check from 2000 up to, I don't know, 2020, we rerun the script, and you can see that in this 20-year window, the inflation compound rate is 1.47. And this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to compute the inflation compound rate, especially in those periods of really high inflation. And thanks for watching, and see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.